Ah, summer. We should go to the beach. Alondra's ready to go. She's gonna help drive. We got everything packed up. Back here, almost. Getting the wheelchair in there. Alondra. Plenty of room. You ready to go to the beach? You gonna help Dad drive? What do you think? All right. Here we go. Pretty much here. Okay, so we're here on the beach and you can see the walkway down to our spot on the beach. We've rented the beach wheelchair, but we don't have it here yet. We got to go pick it up, so we're about to head and do that here in a minute. You can see there's our path down to the beach, and there's a bunch of stairs. There's a flight of stairs right here, and then there's about 4 stairs up there, and then another 5 stairs down. There is an access point down over this way. You see where that gazebo is right there. So we're gonna get the beach wheelchair, and then we'll head back that way and be able to get down to that access point, and then come back across over there. So we should be good without having to deal with all the steps, though that was the original first plan. Before we do that, we're gonna go and pick up the beach wheelchair from the rec center.
Are you filming right now?
Yeah. Made it.
You think you could have gone around that way?
That's the story of my life being in a wheelchair. I could have gone this other way, but I didn't. Let's go. So I'm driving fit. Yeah. Okay. So the beach trip so far has been a lot of fun, just hanging out with Carol and Carol's family. But so far we haven't gotten to go down to the beach, which has been kind of a bummer. We've kind of been waiting on the beach wheelchair to be ready to be picked up because we had a certain slot of time to pick it up. And in the meantime, we've just been hanging out in the beach house, but we kind of missed out. There's always this sort of feelings of holding people back where you're waiting for an accommodation. But I'm very thankful for the beach wheelchair, which makes it possible for me to go down to the beach a lot easier than I otherwise would. Without the beach wheelchair, it'd be really hard to get around in the sand. All right, so we're here at the recreation center and the beach wheelchairs are waiting outside for us. So normally I think they're kept inside.
Yeah, last time I just went inside and checked in at the front desk, and they had us go around back to a shed, and they actually let us pick out which chair we wanted. I don't know how common that is, but there's an organization that provided these wheelchairs for free. It's a local women's organization.
Islandwomen.org. They raised the money so that I could get down to the beach in a beach chair. So we're gonna go grab a beach wheelchair and take it back to the car, and hopefully we can fit it into fit.
Well, we fit it in one other time.
Well, yeah, so we know it'll fit. There's the beach chair. That's what I'm gonna be using. Is that a brake?
That was a brake.
That was a brake. So it does have a brake on it.
I found this is an easy way to push it.
Instructions. You definitely got to have some space in a vehicle to make this work because the wheels might come off. All right, back to the beach. I've spent over 20 years since my wreck, since I became disabled, developing independence and making sure that I don't rely on other people for too many things. And then suddenly I get in the beach wheelchair and I'm reliant on everybody else for everything, even just getting around. It's a tough mental mindset shift for me to make, but it is what it is, and it's kind of the best we can make of the situation and still have fun on the beach. So I'm looking forward to my daughter Alondra's first time down at the beach. So right now we're headed down. We're into the sand now, which is a little bit hard to push through. Alondra, this is her first experience headed down into the sand as well. It's so bright out here, it's a little bit hard to see. It's bumpy. Alondra's mesmerized right now. I wonder what's going on. She's watching the waves. That was our first time down at the beach, but the beach chair can also go into the water. So what we're gonna do is get out past the shore and get in the water a little bit. Like I was saying before, there's kind of two sides to us. One, renting the beach wheelchair makes it possible for me to get down to the beach and be part of that whole experience, and I wouldn't trade that. But at the same time, really it's kind of the one time in my life where I most realize how hard it is to kind of give up independence. Because I'm literally relying on my wife, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law to push me anywhere, and I'm sort of immobile until somebody's there to push me. And I know, of course, there's lots of people with disabilities that's kind of their day-to-day lives. They have to rely on other people to get around for their mobility, but I'm not used to that, and it can be hard to make that adjustment, make that shift, and remind myself, like, hey, that doesn't make me less of a person or less valuable or any of those things. When it comes to disability, there's this view of people with disabilities where, you know, maybe their life isn't as important, and a lot of times that comes from the self. For me, that always manifested as me having to prove that, hey, I'm just as capable as everybody else, I can do anything that anybody else can, and kind of showing that side of myself. But this is, you know, something that's very humbling, and I have to remind myself this is okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get help. It's okay to rely on other people, even in this like kind of small part of the year. But it's hard to do, and it's definitely a shift. So I'd love to hear, when are there times in your life where you had to rely on other people to do something that most people don't rely on? So let me know that in the comments. I just want to say a special thanks to Carol for helping out with all this and making the call to rent the beach wheelchair, and thank you to Jim and Bob and Barb and Amanda and everybody that helped me get around while I was out there. So we just got back in. We got some time out on the water. I'd recommend having a whole crew of people though if you go out in a beach wheelchair. Thanks for helping out. I appreciate it. And yeah. All right, bye. no car coming. That's how we end this video.